Hello, it's Reverend Chris Taylor here, and today I'm going to be reading part 2 of chapter 10 of Winnie the Pooh by A A Milne with fabulous illustrations by E. Shepherd. The chapter is called In Which Christopher Robin Gives a Pooh Party and We Say Goodbye. If you remember, everybody was sitting at the table and Rabbit's friends and relations were gathered around, hoping that someone might speak to them or drop something, or maybe even ask them their time. It was the first party to which Roo had ever been, and he was very excited. As soon as ever they'd sat down, he began to talk. "Hello, Pooh," he squeaked. "Hello, Roo," said Pooh. Roo jumped up and down in his seat for a little while and then began again. "Hello, Piglet," he squeaked. Piglet waved a paw at him, being too busy to say anything. "Hello, Eel," said Roo. Eeyore nodded gloomily at him. "It'll rain soon. You see if it doesn't," he said. Roo looked to see if it didn't, and it didn't. So he said, "Hello, Owl," and Owl said, "Hello, my little fellow," in a kindly way, and went on telling Christopher Robin about an accident which had nearly happened to a friend of his, whom Christopher Robin didn't know. And Kanga said to Roo, "Drink up your milk first, dear, and talk afterwards." So Roo, who was drinking his milk, tried to say that he could do both at once, and had to be patted on the back and dried for quite some time afterwards. There's Kanga patting Roo on the back for quite some time afterwards. When they had all nearly eaten enough, Christopher Robin banged on the table with his spoon. And everybody stopped talking and was very silent, except Roo, who was just finishing a loud attack of hiccups and trying to look as if it was one of Rabbit's relations. They all are sitting at the table, and can you see Rabbit's relations sitting around? See if you can find Eeyore there, and Rabbit, Piglet, Winnie the Pooh, Owl and Christopher Robin. It's great. "This party," said Christopher Robin, "is a party because of what someone did. And we all know who it was, and it's his party because of what he did, and I've got a present for him, and here it is." Then he felt about a little and whispered, "Where is it?" While he was looking, Eeyore coughed in an impressive way and began to speak. "Friends," he said, "including oddments, it's a great pleasure. Or perhaps I'd better say it has been a pleasure so far to see you at my party. What I did was nothing. Any of you, except Rabbit and Owl and Kanga, would have done the same. Oh, and Pooh. My remarks do not, of course, apply to Piglet and Roo, because they are too small. Any of you would have done the same, but it just happened to be me. It was not, I need hardly say, with an idea of getting what Christopher Robin is looking for now." And he put his front leg to his mouth and said in a loud whisper, "Try under the table. That I did what I did, but because I feel that we should all do what we can to help. I feel that we should all—" "Help!" said Roo accidentally. "Roo, dear," said Kanga reproachfully. "Was it me?" asked Roo, a little surprised. "What's he all talking about?" Piglet whispered to Pooh. "I don't know," said Pooh rather dolefully. "I thought this was your party." "I thought it was once, but I suppose it isn't." "I'd sooner it was yours than Eeyore's," said Piglet. "So would I," said Pooh. "Ha, ha!" said Roo again. "As I was saying," said Eeyore loudly and sternly, "as I was saying when I was interrupted by those loud sounds, I feel that—" "Here it is!" cried Christopher Robin excitedly. Pass it down to silly old Pooh. It's for Pooh." "For Pooh?" said Eeyore. "Of course it is. The best bear in all the world." "I might have known," said Eeyore. "After all, one can't complain. I have my friends. Somebody spoke to me only yesterday. And was it last week or the week before that Rabbit bumped into me and said, 'Bother'? The social round. Always something going on." Nobody was listening, for they were all saying, "Open it, Pooh." "What is it, Pooh?" "I know what it is." "No, you don't," and other helpful remarks of this sort. And of course, Pooh was opening it as quickly as ever he could, but without cutting the string, because you never know when a bit of string might be useful. At last, it was undone. There's Pooh with his package. There's all his friends. Looks like Piglet and Roo are very excited. When Pooh saw what it was, he nearly fell down. He was so pleased. It was a special pencil case. There were pencils in it marked B for bear, and pencils marked HB for helping bear, and pencils marked BB for brave bear. There was a knife for sharpening the pencils, and India rubber for rubbing out anything which you'd spelt wrong, and a ruler for ruling lines for the words to walk on, and inches marked on the ruler in case you wanted to know how many inches anything was, and blue pencils and red pencils and green pencils for saying special things in blue and red and green. And all these lovely things were in little pockets of their own, in a special case which shut with a click when you clicked it. And they were all for Pooh. "Oh," said Pooh. "Oh, Pooh," said everybody else except Eeyore. "Thank you," growled Pooh. But Eeyore was saying to himself, "This writing business, pencils and what not. Overrated, if you ask me. Silly stuff. Nothing in it." Later on, when they'd all said goodbye and thank you to Christopher Robin, Pooh and Piglet walked home thoughtfully together in the golden evening. What a gorgeous picture. And for a long time they were silent. "When you wake up in the morning, Pooh," said Piglet at last, "what's the first thing you say to yourself?" "What's for breakfast?" said Pooh. "What do you say, Piglet?" "I say, I wonder what's going to happen exciting today," said Piglet. Pooh nodded thoughtfully. "It's the same thing," he said. "And what did happen?" asked Christopher Robin. "When?" "Next morning." "I don't know." "Could you think and tell me and Pooh sometime? If you wanted it very much." "Pooh does," said Christopher Robin. He gave a deep sigh, picked his bear up by the leg, and walked off to the door, trailing Winnie the Pooh behind him. At the door he turned and said, "Coming to see me have my bath?" "I might," I said. "Was Pooh's pencil case any better than mine?" "It was just the same," I said. He nodded and went out, and in a moment I heard Winnie the Pooh bump, 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 going up the stairs behind him. The end.